I know. I said episode 10 of season 1 would be the final time that I made any sort of DJ Storms related content. And at that time, I absolutely meant it. I had no intention or desire to include any Storms related content in season 2. That is until this past week. You see, Storms unblocked me not once, but twice. And both times, it didn't go very well for him. It all culminated when we finally sat down and talked to each other via a Skype call. This video contains the entirety of that call. Any edits made are strictly for time. No context shall be altered by any of these edits. So don't even try it, Storms. With that said, here it is, my conversation with DJ Storms. Are you saying anything? Say something.
No, okay, I'm right
here.
here. I'm right here.
So
Innovative intro.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's not a show or anything, so I don't have to be entertaining.
Put it this way: I will give you credit for the fancy tone, because you knew I had to throw that one in.
That hurt my feelings when you insulted my tone. I have tone issues that really hurt my feelings. Can't believe you would say something. I can't believe you would say something like that to me. Now, I want you need to explain this to me, all right? Because I still don't get it, and it seems like you're the only one who gets it. How did I in any way misrepresent things when all I did was read tweets that you willingly posted? How did I do that? And
mainly because of the fact.
Before you answer, and I'd like you also to acknowledge that before the videos, when we were talking, I was nothing but kind to you. In fact, I actually started feeling bad for you because I felt like people were attacking you without knowing you, and then I got to know you. The second you have a disagreement, you call people idiots. So you can't take criticism, so go ahead. Start with why my videos are so wrong.
Mainly because of the fact that I personally felt the last one specifically didn't really highlight what I really was, in a sense. Mainly because of the fact that I feel as though you mainly only highlighted what was presented on the surface rather than what's underneath, and what was mainly the man behind the controversy, in a sense.
Yes, but the problem, you always bring this up, the problem with that is you only present the controversial dude. You only present the asshole all the time. That's not on me. That's on you, dude.
No, yeah, you're right in that sense, but like in a sense, here's pretty much my stance on that, and I've said this all the time, and the fact that social media isn't really a direct representation of who a person is, and then on top of that, people would be so, hang on, let me plug my laptop in, people would be so delusional, in a sense, to actually use that as a direct surface. And that's what I really don't like about the modern day world. That's what I really don't like about social media. And yeah, I do present the asshole, and I do a pretty good job at it.
You do. I'll give you credit. You're a fantastic asshole. There's a lot of people that don't like you legitimately. So
Let me tell you something. Do you know who I actually talked to about a few weeks ago for 5 hours?
I don't.
And she loves me now?
Who's
Roxy.
That? Okay. That's one person. That's one person, dude.
We'll put it this way. If I can do that to one person, then that, in a sense, is a major accomplishment to me, because I'm happy knowing that I have people, and I do have a lot of people, actually. They're just not going to come out and openly say it, but I do have a lot of people that really know who I am, and they connect with me on that level. And let me tell you something, a lot of people, they don't really like the brand tactics, and they don't like the other guy. And trust me, they tell me that all the time. But in that regard, they know who I am outside of that guy, and they just pretty much leave me to do what I do, and I leave them to do what they do, and we don't really cross paths in that regard, because they know that I'm not stopping, and I'm not changing, and they know that.
Well, then, if you're not,
I know, excuse me, and I know that they're not going to agree in that regard of how I run my brand, but but I got a lot of people that I have been there for, and I've been able to help them through a lot of problems, and I've been able to inspire them for being able to put up with all the BS and still push forward and still be able to gain subs and gain views and continue the consistent amount of traction. So in that sense, even though it's just one person, I feel like that's a big step in the right direction. Obviously, some people are not going to.
A step in the right direction would be letting people have their opinions without you constantly attacking them and calling them stupid. Do you not understand that that's the main issue? If you stop doing that, I guarantee you right now that 75%, I didn't say 95, 75% of the hate that you get right now would go away.
Can I also say something about that?
Yes. Yes.
That was like...
You can say whatever you want. Unlike you and your little buddy, I don't want to shut you up. I'm not trying to get you suspended. I'm not trying to report you. I don't do that shit. You can say whatever the fuck you want about me, but expect a response. That's all I'm saying. I won't ever. In fact, I actively have gone against people who tried to get you suspended because I don't think they should suspend you. It's bullshit.
I'll give you, I respect that. I respect that in a sense.
Because I'm fair. I've been fair with you since the beginning. You presented a terrible defense of yourself from those tweets, from saying that you didn't know the context when the context was right in your face. You're never gonna. We're just gonna move on from that because I'm never gonna believe you, and there's no point in arguing it.
That's the truth in a sense. Again, you don't believe it.
I don't doubt that you believe it's the truth. I don't know what's in your heart, so I'm not going to say that you definitely, but I don't think that that's the truth. But we can move on from that because we won't agree. We can agree to disagree.
Because let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
As far as that relates, I pretty much said what I need to say on that,
That's
and
fine.
I'm
not looking to dig that back up. I'm not looking to dig that back up right now. That's not what I'm about. I just brought it up because it's part of it.
I haven't spoken to him.
But go ahead. No, I don't expect you did either. And to be honest, in the first video, when people were calling you a pedophile, I was the fucking first one to say, no. That's too far. See, that's what you don't understand. You think I have something against you. You think I don't. You make me laugh. All right? You honestly make me laugh because you're so
That's one of my motives.
No, but it's not in the way you think it is. All right? You try really hard to convince everybody that you don't care. I care about my content, and I tell people, you can go look on my Twitter. I tell people, if you care, just own up to it. You don't need to. I think you'd be far more successful if you were Dom as opposed to DJ Storms. Dom can be reasonable. DJ Storms is a fucking asshole. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you can laugh and you can think that the arrogance is part of the gimmick. Dude, it doesn't come off that way. I'm telling you this right now. I'm doing you the biggest favor that anybody else in the IWC has ever done you. I'm being honest with you. I'm telling you the fucking truth. I'm telling you, you perceive things one way. This is how they actually are. And I'm not trying to be an arrogant prick and tell you, these are facts, and I spit the facts. This is the way it is, all right? You're young, all right? I'm a lot older than you. You're young.
Clearly.
You're very... Fuck you. You're young, all right?
You come on. I'm a witty...
No, that one was fair. That one was fair. It was a good one.
I'm a witty son of a bitch.
It was a good one. It was a good... You know what? When you're not trying to be a fucking asshole, you do have the potential to be funny. I will give you that, all right? But I think you get off on being the quote-unquote internet heel. I think you like it. And I think maybe you were bullied in school.
You're right in that sense. I've admitted that. That's the thing. Because like I've said, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this to boost. I'm not doing it for money. If I would have done it for money, then I probably would have been doing a lot more live streams with super chats and stuff like that. I probably would have started a Patreon. I probably would have, PayPal or Cash App or blah, 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 whatever they do. I probably would have not even cursed, so that way I would have been able to get monetized, but I don't do that. I do what I do mainly because of the fact that I like doing it. And, in a sense, it really, the whole thing didn't really start to take off probably until the end of 2018, if I'm gonna take a little trip down memory lane, because I started out on Periscope originally, and that was mainly because I was just bored. I literally I started out because I was bored, and then it transitioned into something that I wanted to consistently do, and I'm okay, if I'm going to continue to do this, I need something. And because like wrestling analytics, like I'm good at analyzing wrestling and I'm good at dissecting everything and giving an expertise analysis on a match, a storyline, a feud, a show, whatever it may be.
Okay.
But
just a little side note, that okay that you just heard me utter, that's me politely going, wrap it up. This is getting a little long-winded.
I needed something to really draw people in and garner that reaction, and thus began the development of the alternate persona that you see, the Frankenstein monster that you've seen.
You need to understand that that's not how you build a fan base, dude. That's how you build a toxic fan base. That's how you build a fan base like of people like me that like to watch you because you make me laugh, but not in the way that you think. I laugh at you because I take pity on you. Because I wonder, why is he fucking so angry about fucking wrestling? It's a bad look. Dude, do you not get that? Or do you just not care? Is that the thing?
That's the latter.
Yeah, you don't care.
That's the latter.
Yeah, okay. All right, then that makes sense.
It's pretty much the latter, dude, because, like, the thing is
why does it seem like you care so much, though?
Like, what do you mean by care, though? Like, care in what regard? Because there's multiple different areas.
I mean, in the most simplest one, like you want people to like you, you want people to watch your content, but you're also very difficult to deal with. Like, why can't you accept that? Like, if I say something, I don't know, like AEW is the worst promotion that has ever existed.
Because that's just pure stupidity, man.
I use that example specifically because I knew it would probably get under his skin. But why? But why is that stupidity?
Because it's clearly not. It's not the best. It's certainly not the best. I'm not going to show you on it. But, there's a difference between opinion and stupidity in that regard. Like, I'll give you an example.
But who's the arbiter of what is stupid and what is an opinion? Are you the arbiter?
No, I'm not the arbiter, but
it seems
just
like
common sense. It's just common sense. Like, it's.
But opinions have
I'll give you an example.
Opinions have nothing to do with common sense.
Well,
they're just how you feel.
Yeah, but if they're not backed up by substantive information and logical evidence, then therefore they're not opinions. And I'll give you an example.
What are we in a fucking courtroom, dude? You take things.
Just listen.
All right, I'll listen, and then I have a question for you, and I want an honest answer.
Okay. I'll give you an honest answer. Okay. So, let's talk about Chris Jericho for a minute.
Okay.
So, if someone were to say, I'm not a fan of Chris Jericho, and then I were to ask why, and then they would say, oh, I feel as though he tries too hard, and then I would ask, why do you feel as though he tries too hard?
Have you seen his Twitter recently?
No, I'm not talking about his Twitter. I'm talking about
in the ring. All right, fair enough.
In the ring and on the microphone.
All right.
And he goes, I feel as though he tries too hard with his promos, and he goes a little over the top with his promos. That's just how I feel about that. You see the difference of the words there. Chris Jericho, I feel as though Chris Jericho tries too hard in his promos because blah, 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 blah. That's an opinion.
Yes.
If someone were to say, Chris Jericho is the worst promo cutter in wrestling history, that's just pure stupidity, because there's clearly evidence to prove that wrong, because he can garner a reaction so well, and he can draw you in with whatever words that he's saying.
But
you see the difference?
I understand.
Stupidity.
I understand what you're trying to say, but in both cases, they're both opinions.
Nah, I don't agree.
I think that's where we're just gonna have to, because, oh man,
that's just how I run my brand, man. So look, here's the deal.
I don't care how you run your brand. I honestly don't care. You can do whatever the fuck you want. YouTube's a big place. You can do what you want. I don't care.
Yeah, and I'm going to continue to do what I want.
God bless you. More power to you. As you know, unlike you, I'm not trying to stop you from expressing yourself, but we don't have to linger on that. We don't have to linger on that.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not trying to stop anyone from expressing themselves, but here's how I operate. And I'm friends with a couple stupid wrestling fans. You leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. But if you come into my mentions with stupidity when I'm doing my thing, then we're going to have a problem.
So by your own logic, why can't I lash out at you when you show up with stupidity in my mentions? Because it's happened several times. And I also would like to address, I want to get one thing straight, all right?
I'm listening.
You just said if someone doesn't go at you, then you don't go at them. But you've come at me several times when I wasn't going at you. So that seems a little hypocritical. Not that I mind, because I always enjoy our interactions. I'm probably one of the only people in the IWC who enjoys interacting with you.
Not really. A lot of people actually enjoy interacting with me. A lot of people, dude. The difference is that the people that don't are much more vocal about it. That's why.
That's true. That I have no problem believing. People do to talk more shit than they do supporting someone. Yeah. For example, the tweet of me shitting on you today got substantial traction. However, there's another tweet where I was praising one of my very talented musician friends nearly got no reaction at all. So you do have a valid point there. The people that dislike you are always louder.
Yes, in a sense, you know, and it's not really just about me because, like, we can both agree in a sense that Twitter's really a toxic cesspool of negativity. Yes. As is all social media. But pretty much. Then again, like here's something that I will tell you.
It's fun though.
If I never created this empire that I created, then I would have deleted my social medias 2 years ago. All of them. I would not be on social media if I never created this.
There's a lot of people that would probably prefer that, to be honest. Like, do you ever regret, do you ever wish sometimes that you could just flip the switch and kind of start over? Or are you, like, firmly cemented in DJ Storms? Like, that's your thing. You're down with DJ Storms. Like, that's what you've chosen.
It really does depend. It really does depend because, again, this isn't where I'm headed. This isn't really where I'm headed. It really does depend on the scenario because, like, some days I do wish that I never created it, but like other days where I'm getting good views. I'm getting like over 200 views on one video. I'm getting like 40 likes, and you know, I'm exceeding the goals that I usually set for myself. And then I get some people who I'm planning on collaborating with, and I've done a lot of collaborations in the past couple of weeks, and I'm currently planning on doing more. And then obviously when I have conversations like the ones that I've had with my friend Nathan from the UK, who says like I inspired him to go and write his football blog, and then obviously the conversations that I had with Roxy, that those types of things really make me happy because like those types of things are the things that I'm really going to hold close. Those are the types of things that I'm really going to look back on and really be happy about because it's helped me connect with a lot of great people, and I've met a lot of great people through what I've been doing. With all of the craziness, I have had a really fun ride doing it, and I've been able to commentate for a wrestling show as well. A wrestler hired me back for an independent show back in October before all this COVID nonsense started. I have interviewed wrestlers. I have wrestlers as friends who I talk to, and it's stuff like that where I look at and I'm thinking to myself, man, if I never started this, like none of this would have really happened. So in that regard, it really does depend, but I would say that the good really does outweigh the bad because, you know, like, what are people that don't take the time to go out of their way and actually realize, hey, social media isn't a direct representation of who a person is. And here's one thing. In a sense, it's almost a parody because realistically speaking, there are some pricks in the world. I've come in contact with them. But a lot of people would suggest
that you are one.
No one is that
much. Because if you talk to people the way you do online, you get your fucking head caved in. You realize that, right?
Exactly.
And that doesn't bother you?
Everyone.
That doesn't bother you though?
No, because
there's nothing that I put on Twitter that I said to you that I wouldn't tell you right to your face. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh no, I would say plenty of things that I've said on Twitter to plenty of people's.
But you just admitted that you say a lot of things on Twitter, so you're an internet tough guy, but self-admitted.
No, not necessarily. Okay. Not necessarily. What's the word that I'm looking for? I would definitely tell people to their face that, oh, this is stupidity. Like that's just a stupid thing to say. Like I would say that, but I wouldn't like say it. I wouldn't like say it in the way that say it on Twitter.
You wouldn't go overboard. All right.
Like I wouldn't go overboard. Like that's the thing. Like I
and you're
like
okay
to
with
this.
that. And you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because I've never gotten into an altercation like that because of something on social media.
Look,
That's never happened.
Were you bullied as a kid in high school? I'll tell you right now, I was bullied pretty much right up until the final year of high school. Were you bullied as a kid?
I mean, like, who wasn't?
Fair enough.
Who wasn't?
What was it like? Was it like a daily occurrence? Because it would explain a lot. Because it seems like you're lashing out.
I'm not really lashing out.
Not lashing out, but because of social media, you can say the things that maybe you wanted to say to these people who were bullying you as a kid, but now because you're behind a keyboard, it's easier to say those things. Is there some of that?
Not in that sense. Not in that sense, because most of the, because like again, like 99% of what you see it's not me. Because like if that was me, then I would have. Then let me tell you something. If that was me, then I would have answered the call. I would have answered the call like this.
At this point, he put his sunglasses on, so I actually got to watch the transformation of Dom to DJ Storms. It was very underwhelming. Okay.
But it's not.
Okay, so the sunglasses are the...
One of my signature trademarks, yes, the Blues Brothers sunglasses, my favorite movie of all time. Just a little side note there. Blues Brothers, love the Blues Brothers. Favorite movie of all time, watched it all the time with my dad when I was 5 years old, 6 years old. Loved every minute of it. But that's one of the signature trademarks. Red and black is also a signature trademark.
So you're Wolfpack.
Not in a sense Wolfpack. Not in a sense Wolfpack. I just look the best in red and black, even though my favorite color is blue.
Okay, fair enough.
I just look the best in red and black, so I just
I personally look good in purple, so we all have a color that we look good in.
You know what? There's a small part of me, based on your photos, that really thought about it, and I'm like, is this guy's favorite color purple? Or I was like thinking to myself there.
Now, I'd just like to point out here that Storms is the guy who always says that I am obsessed with him, and yet he's looked at my social media enough to theorize what colors I look good in. Interesting.
But like I also have like DJ Storms wristbands right there. It says DJ Storms and then it says Posse member. I've mailed a lot of wristbands out as well. I've given wrestlers wristbands. That in itself has also been a great part of what I've been doing. And I've really had that's also been a really fun thing to do.
So
I've had a lot of fun.
I want to ask you something real quick. The dude with the sheep mask that plays drums, people have told me that's your uncle. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
He's pretty good. I like him.
He's a great guy.
I like him in your video. He looks jacked and he has a sheep mask. Is he a wrestler or bodybuilder or something? Because he looks like he's in pretty good shape.
No, let me tell you something. He takes his health very, very seriously. He's 50 and he's in that good a shape.
Jesus, all right. I always wondered.
He does not look 50 either. And let me tell you something about him. He is, like, behind the scenes, he's one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet. He's always cracking jokes. And
why doesn't he have a channel? I'd watch his channel.
Because I've asked him, and he really doesn't really want to be internet famous. Like he's been playing the drums for like 2 decades, right? Yeah. And he's self-taught himself. Never taken a lesson in his life. Self-taught himself for 2 decades. And I'm like, why don't you join a band? And he's like, he doesn't want to. So he's not a guy that wants this fame. He's an accountant himself. He's gonna help me. He's gonna help me get my feet wet in that category once I graduate next year. The main reason why I chose accounting is because of the fact that I'm good with numbers.
Well,
there's a lot of opportunities. Shut up. I'm good with numbers. I'm good with numbers.
Go on.
There's a lot of different opportunities. And the contracts are very lucrative, and the more money that I have, the better future I build for myself.
I honestly, I wish you nothing the best. I don't have anything. I've never had anything against you. You're just somebody on the internet that I dunk on sometimes because you say ridiculous things. I don't actually want anything bad to happen to you. So I do feel like you think, because here's the thing. Here's what really pissed me off, all right? You've never pissed me off before until this week when somebody sent me a screenshot, all right? And you said that people like myself and Bubba are responsible for you nearly killing yourself. Here's a screenshot I referenced in the conversation. But you don't understand the mentality of these people. These people won't stop. The only way they will realize that what they're doing is wrong is if I were to commit and take my own life. They have blatantly gone out of their way to lie about me. Nope. Twist my words. Nope. Personally bash me. Okay, yeah. My family, I personally never have, but there have been people that have gone and gotten information about his family, which I address later on, and bully me day in and day out because they don't like my character or my brand. That's not entirely it, but okay. They are legitimately trying to bring me to the brink of taking my own life. Absolutely not. And the fact that he would even suggest something like that is what genuinely pissed me off. If they weren't, they would have just shut up and left me alone. There's a reason why I have almost 2,000 people blocked. Yes, there is a reason why you almost have 2,000 people blocked, and that's you. Come on.
No.
Dude, you want me to read you the screenshot?
No, listen. Here's what I meant by that, and I really was just having a bad day. So
yeah,
don't
that's,
take those words.
That's a bad. I have mental health issues. I have awful days where I can barely get out of fucking bed. I've never put that on anybody else but myself, and that's really fucking shitty of you to fucking do. All right.
Listen. First time I ever said something like that. So you know what? In that regard, I'm sorry.
All right. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be.
And in that regard, listen, everyone, and again,
because that's a shitty thing to put on someone, man. Because that's not what. Because I've been always very fair with you. I show what I present. Look, you want proof that I show what I present? I don't know why I repeated that twice, but what I meant to say was I show what I'm presented with. Can't win them all. I got a lot of shit from my Brad Shepard video because I was one of the few people that's like, sorry guys, he has sources. And to have you insinuate that I do.
I've spoken to him. I've spoken to him before. He's not a bad guy at all. Like he's a stupid wrestling fan, but like he's left me to do what I do, and I leave him to do what he does. So we got no issues. And I've told him to his face, like, this is a stupid thing to say. And he says, like, and he goes, whatever.
I think Brad can be a prick, but he was always really nice to me in DMs. So
yeah, same thing with me. And I've asked him, like, I've actually DM'd him. I'm like, do you have any inside scoop on if this match is taking place? I just want to know because I'm doing a prediction video. And he goes, I have not. I'm like, all right, whatever. So like I like ask him what's going on and shit like that. But you know, me being an Aries and stuff like that, obviously.
Oh, the astrology defense. I'm an Aries too. What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. I'm born in March. What does being an Aries mean? Like
because of the fact that like your emotions get the best of you and you say things without thinking. Those are like two big qualities of an Aries, and I'm that down to a T. And I've always been that way. I've always been that way.
All right.
So, but in that regard, that's usually how it goes. But listen, at the end of the day, just if people want to talk to me, fine. But
you don't make it easy on people.
You're right. I don't.
You really don't. You really don't.
You're right. I don't. But
do you get anything out of calling people stupid? Does it bring you any kind of joy, or you feel like you're smarter than them or bigger than? Like what is it? What does it give you?
Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't think that they're stupid people. Because I say it all the time. There's a difference between being a stupid person and being a stupid wrestling fan. I have no problem with anyone personally. I got no room in my heart for personal hatred. So, if...
What about saying in your group chat that Bubba needs a knee to the cranium? Even I know your defense is I put an emoji, but even with the emoji, what the fuck is that, dude? That's insane. Do you understand?
You're right in that regard, but in a sense, like I wasn't being serious. I really wasn't being serious because, like, I'm not a violent guy.
You know what? I believe you're not a violent guy, but you should watch. You should anyone. That's fine, but she's a woman, and you should watch what she say on social media because that's a crazy fucking thing to say about a chick.
Look, you're right in that. You're right.
And I mean, yes, I guess in your defense, it's in your group chat and it leaked. I say things in my Discord that if they leaked, it probably wouldn't be good for me because I think I'm among friends. But even then, I don't threaten violence against women. Which
neither have I. Like that again.
Well,
it was a joke. It was not serious, dude. I'm telling you right now.
Do I think if Bubba was in front of you, you would actually knee her in the cranium? No, not at all.
Absolutely not.
She would beat the shit out of you. I'm just kidding. Maybe I'm not.
I'd love to see her try.
Oh, Jesus, the tough talk. God damn, can we book it?
Yeah.
Can we
now
book it?
DJ Storms is coming
out. Yeah, now he's got. I finally got him to come out.
Now I got.
Oh, here come the glasses. They're going on. I'm in trouble now.
No, now you're in trouble, boy.
Oh, boy. You gonna cut a promo on me? Oh no.
I actually, Well, I was talking to Roxy actually, and she's like, could you cut a promo on me one day? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. But obviously, we weren't going to do it then because it was like very late at night that we were talking. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that and wake up my house and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But side note, Roxy, she hated me, and let me tell you something. She is one of the nicest individuals that I've ever talked to.
Yeah, I've known Roxy for a while. She's very nice.
She's an angel.
Right.
Absolute angel.
I got to get running here in a bit, so I want to ask you two more things before I go, and I warn you right now, you're not going to like either of them. What's the deal with sending girls DMs asking them for nudes when they're drunk? Like, really pushing for it when they're drunk. That's, dude, come on.
Dude, in that regard, let me tell you something. I was just going along with what was happening, and I wasn't really looking for anything. I was just making sure that she was just comfortable with what was going on. And in that sense, let me tell you something. I went out of my way with her, that specific person, especially since like she has depression and stuff like that. I went out of my way to make sure that she was okay.
It's really scummy. Don't do that to women. Unless you're into them or you're with them, or just don't.
I wasn't expecting anything. It was just I wasn't expecting anything as far as that goes. I really wasn't.
Let me just tell you something really quick.
I was just going along.
Do you know how many times women get shit like that? And I'm not trying to be a white knight. I'm not trying to stand up and defend all women. But the fact is that since I've started this series and since I did the sex, crime, and wrestling video, women have been sending me their stories. Whether I'm going to use them or not, that's irrelevant because I don't know if I should. They all sent them. They all willingly said you can use it, but I don't know if I should just because of the sensitive nature. But they get that shit all the time. Wouldn't it be nice if you were somebody that they know that wouldn't do that? Wouldn't that make it a better Twitter, a better place, even if you can't change anything?
No, you're right. Like,
because that's just gross. All right, it's gross. Especially that the girl was drunk and you seemed to fucking hone in on that. And then there was more than one. I only ever saw screenshots of one, so I can only confirm that. But I heard rumblings of others, dude. And I'm gonna give you some advice, some genuine advice. If you are doing this and still doing it now, stop, because it's gonna fuck up your life. And I don't think you should ruin. You're very, very young. All right, and a lot of people are probably not gonna like that I'm trying to help you, but it doesn't matter. Because you shouldn't fuck up your life over something so fucking meaningless. All right? Be careful.
No, you're right.
Be very, very fucking careful.
No,
you're pissing people off. I'll give you some. You're pissing people off to the point where some of these people, man, they're looking for information. Where you live, your phone numbers, etc., etc. Do you want that? Trust me, I come from a community where that was the norm. You do not want that. I've had people call my mother and tell her that they were going to rape her and murder her to the point where I had to fly to Toronto to go be with her because my stepdad was away. And I had to go be with her because she was in her own fucking house shaking. This is the type of shit you're coming to, dude. This is what I'm telling you right now. You need to calm the fuck down. Because these are the people you're attracting now. And I'm not even really I'm thinking about your family. Because I'm assuming you live at home. And I'm thinking about your family. Do they deserve anything because you said some stupid shit on the internet? I don't think so. And I don't think you want that either. And I'm telling you, you can think I hate you. You can think I lied about you and I twisted narratives and my tone is fucked up. But I'm telling you right now, I've seen it with my own eyes. People are looking and they are mad at you. And it's not going to be good. I'm not saying a hitman is going to show up to your house, all right? I'm not trying to scare you. All I'm saying is that you're getting a reputation where it's going to eventually bleed into your real life, dude. That's what I'm telling you right now. It's going to bleed into your real life, and I've seen it happen to other people. You don't want it. It's happened to me. You don't want it. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be Bubba. It's not going to be Brian. It's not going to be anybody that you talk to or that comes at you. They're just going to do it. And if you don't believe me, just look on YouTube and look up swatting. Look how common it is. All right?
I would assume it is.
So I get it. You have a brand. For some reason, you really like the brand. You think personally that it's entertaining. You say that you have fans, and it's fine. All right? I get it. When we were talking about YouTube and the opportunities and the friends, there's a lot where me and you have common ground there. All right? But the difference between me is I'm an asshole if you're an asshole to me, and I try to be as nice to everybody else. But you seem to go out of your way to be an asshole to people, and it's starting to attract the wrong kind of...
Now I'm more like, you stay away from me, I stay away from you. That's pretty much the thing right now, and that's why I have like over 2,000 people blocked.
See, do you understand that? You know how many people I have blocked, DJ? You know how many people I've blocked on my Twitter?
You don't have. I have a name, right?
I have one. Yeah, what's your name again? Dom? Is Dom
Yes.
fine? All right, Dom.
Yes, Dom.
I don't know. You seem to really like Storms, so I'll call you fucking Storms. But all right, I'll call you Dom.
Well, look. Here's the thing. Like, obviously, like, you know my name, but obviously, you know the difference. Now you know the difference, because
I always knew the difference. I always knew. I always knew that.
Well, to be quite honest, I didn't really think you did up until now, because
No,
there's a difference between talking text.
Yeah,
versus...
obviously. But the problem is I always knew that the DJ Storms was a character. The problem is that I don't have an issue with your DJ Storms character. My issue is that you expect everybody to inherently know that that's not you. And on social media, that's insane. Yes, you do.
No,
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
do?
There's a difference. No,
All right,
no,
well,
no, no.
explain
no.
to me what the difference is. Try to do it quick, too.
I don't. Are you gonna be back later?
Not really, no. This is like the one time I can do this. You got time. So go ahead. I'm just letting you know I gotta wrap it up soon.
All right. The difference is the fact that I don't expect everyone to know me, but I do expect everyone to realize that social media ain't a direct representation of who a person is, and I do expect people to just
You realize that most people on social media are essentially themselves. You realize that, right? You're like a minority, right? Where you play a character.
No. I'm not talking about like me playing a character. I'm talking about the fact that, realistically speaking, you can't really make a personal judgment on anyone based off of a tweet or an Instagram post. You need to look underneath the surface, because in a sense, it really is a.
No one owes you anything. People only have to react to what you present. They don't owe you, like, they don't have to read something that you write that's stupid.
Agree.
Well, you're wrong, dude.
I don't agree.
That's very entitled of you. That's very... You think that everybody that reads your tweets needs a biography? No, I'm asking your opinion. You really believe that everybody that reads one of your tweets and is either offended or thinks it's stupid, the way you sometimes think things are stupid, that they have to sit back and go, well, okay, well, tell me about your life and how you are. Because that's insane.
Not my life, but in a sense, in the wrestling community, I would think that, in a sense, people would think for a minute and realize
that's a very entitled attitude, and no one owes you anything. No one owes you to get to know you.
Opinion,
it is. We can agree to disagree.
Okay.
We can agree to disagree. I got one more question, and you don't have to answer it if you want to. It's probably going to piss you off, and I mean you. No, I don't mean this as any kind of insult. I'm not ragging you down. I have a theory, and I'm going to ask you because I have you here. Are you on the spectrum of autism? Do you have...
No.
You're not.
No.
Because you display some of the symptoms. I'm not an expert, again, so take this with a grain of salt, but a lot of people have asked me.
I thought it was going to be 1,000 times worse. No, I'm not.
No, a lot of people seem to think that you have signs of autism. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a head doctor, so I don't know.
I don't. Nothing's about it. The thing is, I just present myself in a very good way in that sense. But
do you sometimes purposefully play dumb? Because sometimes you'll say something like, no, never. So like wow, you always truly believe that there's a difference between an opinion and stupidity. All right. There is. I'll give you this.
Like, look, if you don't believe me, then okay. But
no, I
know what I know.
I believe right now everything you're telling me. I believe you believe that absolutely. I believe that you're giving me what you think is a genuine response. I don't think you're trying to bullshit me here, quite frankly.
If I had you here, I don't think I would BS anyone, because how can I in that sense when you got me here? Yeah. Especially like if I was to BS you, then I probably would have gone out of my way to be the charismatic, flamboyant.
Well, I think we both know I would have seen right through it and it wouldn't have worked. Come on.
Well, I can do a pretty good job at hiding it, but we'll probably never revisit that. I'm hoping. Yeah, we don't have to. Like we need to, like this right here. This needs to be a step in the right direction to finally move forward and past everything.
I don't. You're not like something I think about, right? You're just somebody I goof on when I'm bored. You understand, like, that I don't sit here and think about you or look at your Twitter. I legitimately, dude, and this is on my mom's head, all right? I never look at your Twitter. Everything I see and every time you see me make a comment, somebody else sent it to me. Whereas I know you look at mine. So, here's what I propose. All right, because I put a poll out and people want me to mute you. I think people are sick of me talking about you, which is fine. Which is absolutely fine.
Let me put it this way. I think everyone's sick of everyone talking about me because everyone's been saying just let me be, and you know what? People have really come off as more intelligent than the usual bunches that have been trying to get the claws out at me, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'll basically, because I got to go here in the next couple minutes, but basically I'm gonna make you the same deal that Bubba made you. I'm not gonna go after you, Dom. I'm not. I've never really gone after you. Even with the videos, I haven't gone after you. The fourth one apart, the fourth episode.
Ridiculous,
no. Bubba is a great person. You just don't. you two, you'll just never get along, and that's fair.
No. Here's the thing. I got nothing against her personally, but, and here's the thing.
She doesn't have to accept. I know what you're going to say. She doesn't have to accept it. She doesn't have to understand it. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, to be perfectly honest.
But no, it makes perfect sense.
To you.
Look, at the end of the day, she doesn't have to like anything that I'm doing.
But you expect.
And I don't expect anyone to like anything that I'm doing. But here's the thing. She wants me to leave her alone. Fine. She needs to leave me alone. So if she's going to continue, then at the end of the day, she's the problem, dude. If she's going to continue going on clicking and doing this and, at the end of the day, I'm not the problem here. I didn't acknowledge her for 3 months and she kept. She doesn't have to like my brand tactics, but at the end of the day, she's going to have to accept it and deal with it, just like everyone else.
I mean,
brand. I can do whatever I want.
She doesn't have to accept it. She's going to have to deal with it, I guess. But she doesn't have to. Nobody has to accept it. Not really. No. Accepting something means you like endorse it. You're okay with it. You like it.
I don't really.
But I don't want to argue semantics about words. To be perfectly honest, it's a semantic argument. I think I get what you're saying.
That's why I'm not an English major. That's why I'm an accounting major.
Fair enough. I guess you're better with numbers than you are with words.
You're right. No, 1,000%. I am terrible with words.
See, I'm not, and I think our Twitter exchanges illustrate that perfectly. But look, listen, you gave me 41 minutes of your time, or more like I gave you 41 minutes of my time. Just kidding. Fuck you too.
You shouldn't have.
I recorded this. I don't know if I'm going to post it yet, but I just want you to know that I recorded it. I don't think there's anything in here that you haven't said publicly, but I think it's something that people would like to know, and I think it's interesting. I'm not sorry for making the videos, and I disagree with you wholeheartedly about your entire take, and I still disagree, and I'm always going to disagree. All I did was present...
The entire take on what?
My videos. On my videos. On, like, the first set of videos, on the episode 10... I disagree fundamentally with every single one of your criticisms because they're not really criticisms. They're stupidity. They're not opinions. It's stupidity to me. I'm not even trying to be a dick. I think what you say about my videos is fucking stupid because I read your tweets.
You know what?
We're not. No.
Hang on. Just listen. Tell you what.
First of all, don't. Now you can clearly tell I'm annoyed. He's told me to just listen several times, and up until this point, I did it and just kind of grit my teeth and let him go. But I was fucking 40 minutes into a conversation with DJ Storms, and I didn't want to put up with this bullshit anymore.
In that regard, don't what?
Just calm down. Just go ahead, talk.
I was going to apologize.
Okay, well, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Hey, look. You felt that, you know what, in a sense, when I look back on it, it was kind of stupid in a sense. It was probably just me getting caught up in my own emotions. It's pretty much what usually happens, but, when is it not?
But I thought you didn't feel emotions.
in a sense, I don't. Like, I do and I don't. It depends on the scenario, in a sense. That's the one thing with me.
I'm exhausted at doing these mental gymnastics to try and understand your points, dude. I got to be honest with you, man. It's like they do, but they don't. It is, but it isn't. What does that mean?
Well, that's the thing. You're going to have to spend time either getting to know me, or you would have had to have been with me since the moment I came out the womb.
God, neither of those things are going to happen. Neither of those things are going to happen.
I mean, I would assume the first one may happen, considering that, look, we don't agree on a lot of things, but at the end of the day, and I'll tell you this right now, you ain't a bad guy whatsoever. You ain't a bad guy whatsoever. I got, maybe if we probably would have met before all this BS, I guarantee you that we would have probably been friends, and we would have probably made some content together before all of this started.
God, like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'll just say no comment. I'll just say no comment.
Oh, I don't know. I've proven people wrong before. Maybe I can prove you wrong.
Fucking uphill battle, bud. I'm not gonna lie to you. Uphill battle.
Dude, I've been fighting an uphill battle for 3 years. Trust me. Let me tell you something about me. I am relentless. I don't stop till I get what I want.
You know what? I'll fucking give you that one. You are relentless. You don't stop.
I am relentless.
I will give you that one. I will give you that one.
I do not stop, my friend.
I
do not stop, my friend.
All right, listen.
But in that regard, look, you wanted your apology? Look, I'm sorry.
Well, I would really prefer it if you acknowledge the fact that I didn't make anything up and that I'm not a liar. I would really appreciate that, to be honest.
Apologize for lying.
So you admit that you got a little worked up and you said some things about my videos that weren't true. You just tried to defend yourself, right? Is that what happened?
That's usually what happens with anyone.
And there you have it. This is exactly the reason I agreed to a conversation with DJ Storms. Now, up front, I'll admit, this is a pretty shitty thing to do, but I intentionally played good cop, bad cop with Storms because I wanted him to see what actual manipulation was like. Keep in mind, he's gone out of his way to make me seem like I'm not a credible person. He's called me a liar, accused me of twisting narratives, and took some very hurtful shots at the tone of my voice. Storms has often tried to manipulate in the past. There are multiple examples in my previous videos, and if you want to, you can find some on Twitter. I got him to admit that everything he has said about my videos was bullshit. The king of manipulation just got worked. Don't fuck with me.
In a certain case like that, mainly because of the fact that I don't really like being.
You also don't.
like being.
You really don't like admitting like that you're wrong or that accept. You don't like. I could tell the whole vibe changed. You really don't. I don't even think you actually believe it. I don't care. I don't want another one. But I don't think you. You just really dislike being wrong. Is that? Last question. Is that something that fucking motivates you? You really don't like being wrong. The whole vibe changed.
No.
Okay,
It's not that I don't like being wrong. Look, I'll happily admit when I am, but in that regard, when I see certain things, like I've said, I just react without thinking, and then before you know it, then I finally get the chance to and think, and by then it's usually too late. And unfortunately, it's an unfortunate set of circumstances, dude.
The videos aren't that bad. You like them, right? Come on. The one that's not about one about you don't like. The other ones you like them. Come on, admit it.
What other ones?
All my other videos. All the other ones.
If I'm going to be quite honest, in my opinion, I really don't like your videos. That's just me.
Why? Come on, DJ. I love your fucking little promos when you do DJ Storms. It's fucking great. Why can't you fucking be supportive?
Listen. Here's the thing. I appreciate the grind. That's one thing. I respect the grind. I appreciate the grind, and I respect the time.
You are much funnier when you're honest with me. All right, I'm gonna tell you that much. That was I respect it. I think it's funny. It's great. It's great. Thank you. That made me laugh. Thank you.
Well, hey, if I can make someone laugh, if I can bring someone joy,
you finally entertained somebody on the internet. I'm glad I was the first one.
Screw you, Eric.
I'm glad I was the first one. I gotta go now, though. It was nice talking to you. Stop being such an asshole. Or things are going to happen that you don't want. I'm not threatening you. I'm just telling you what I told you earlier. Stop being a dick.
Talk soon.
I don't think we'll be friends. I don't think we'll talk soon. But if you don't fuck up, I won't be there to go, haha, you fucked up. Fair enough? Fair enough?
Look, we'll talk in a few weeks.
Sure.
We'll talk in a few weeks.
Sure.
Just
We'll go summer in Nantucket sometime. It'll be fucking great. We'll go upstate.
Well,
How
there's a
about that?
pandemic going on. Just Skype me, you doofus.
I'll talk to you later.
Peace out, man.
So there you go. Hopefully, the last time I'll ever have to address DJ Storms. I got what I wanted. An admission that despite the fact that he called me a liar for months, it was actually Storms who had been lying this entire time about me and my videos. I'm really gonna try and just ignore him at this point. It was fun while it lasted, but really, what more can be said? I titled this chapter The End because for me, I truly hope that it is. Despite everything, I wish Storms luck in the future. Despite everything, I wish Storms luck in the future, and I hope he realizes one day that he's much more likable when he's just himself. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of It's Still Real to Them. This isn't the last time we'll see each other this week, as I still have a video planned for Friday, as usual. If you enjoyed the video and like the things that I do here on the channel, please consider supporting the Patreon. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.